Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Welcome to Connect With Me on MeTV Fresno. 436 MeTV option 11. Do not wade through the message. Do not turn the sound up. There will be consequences. We'll be back.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day. I'm doing my exercises. Good evening, or is it good morning, from Ventura TV, live on Comcast. I'd like to take you to a place where all of my friends live and die. Let's take you to the videotape, since Halloween is tomorrow. Haunted Fresno. This is my car. This is the place of torture, where human beings are tortured to no end. We show no mercy for anyone on Halloween. We take body parts, we dismember them, we burn them, we do everything under the sun. We like to scare people. This is Haunted Fresno. It's located on Ventura Avenue, right near where I'm doing the show right now, Ventura Avenue, Ventura TV. This is what happens to people that show up at Haunted Fresno. This is the end result on Halloween for those who dare enter Haunted Fresno. Live in our studio right now is this man. Do you know him? Dexter Morgan, the general manager of Haunted Fresno. Our phone number is 436 MeTV, option 11. No sound, don't wait through the message. Back with our show.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right, from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
We're back. Dexter Morgan, good to see you.
Good morning, John.
How are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Everybody says I sounded like Zorba the Greek.
A little. I gotta say, a little.
No Boris Karloff in there?
Less Boris Karloff, more Zorba.
More Zorba the Greek.
Yes.
Okay. That probably didn't scare anybody, did it?
I don't know. I can't speak for people. You know, scaring people is different. What's
Yeah.
scary to one person is not necessarily scary to the other.
Yeah.
So hard to say.
Yeah. Well, what did you think? You have some thoughts. Weak.
Not so much. we can bring you in and we can give you some lessons though. We can give you a little tutorial.
So what is this place, Haunted Fresno? It's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's a six attraction haunted house. It's we have more unique attractions than anybody else in the entire Central Valley, and we've been doing it for 6 years now. So it's a lot of fun, and it's very guess the best way to describe it is it's an experience because there's so many things that are going on.
Wow, okay. You know, we have all kinds of gremlins here sometime. I wonder if that has anything to do with Halloween. We do have a call. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me, or should I say you're on Haunted Fresno. Good morning.
Hi. I guess this is a question that I've been wanting to ask. A couple years ago, I went to a place outside of Kingsburg where one of the customers was not a real team player, and he didn't want to go along with the program, and he just made it really bad for everybody else. It turned into a security issue.
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys take care of that, especially where you're located?
Good question for
That's
you.
a very good question. We have a security staff that is absolutely second to none.
You got a bouncer?
Well, it's better than a bouncer. We have we are a company here called Essential Protective Services,
Okay.
and these guys are registered through the state of California. They look like a SWAT team. I mean, they're all wearing Kevlar vests. Some of them are licensed to actually carry, to carry weapons, handguns, etc. So we have a security staff that is absolutely second to none. In the 6 years that we've been down there, we have not had one single incident that turned into anything more than a "hey, you need to knock it off" type thing.
Yeah. Well, just don't come in with an attitude. That's
the
thing.
problem is,
Or come in drinking alcohol.
that happens
thinking
all
you're
the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. It's just for some reason, I don't know what the appeal is, but for some reason, a lot of people think, hey, let's go out to the bar, let's have a couple, and now we're feeling really good and relaxed. So let's go to the haunted house, but they're at the same point in time, they're not in the right frame of mind to go to a haunted house. They're more in the combative frame of mind. So unfortunately, that kind of thing does happen. Our security staff has been trained, and even our actors have been trained to spot things like that. And as soon as they do, they notify security. Security comes and approaches them and tells them, hey, you need to either knock this off or you're going to leave. And of course, if it continues, they're escorted out.
All right. So let me ask you something. Based on what you saw in the monologue, I guess I don't qualify to be an actor at your place, right? There takes a lot more than that. Is that
well,
true?
let's just say that we wouldn't necessarily not qualify. We definitely would lose the mask.
You would.
We take you into our acting department.
Makeup room, We're going to show that later in the show, not now, but we'll talk about that.
We would have our makeup staff,
Right.
go ahead and take care of your makeup. We really don't use very many masks. If we do use a mask, it has to be exceptional. Something either
It's
really
not bad. That's kind of scary.
Sure.
I mean,
sure. Yeah, of course it is.
Kind of. I mean, kind of. Let's take a close up of that again. Look at that. No, it's not scary. It's depends on the lighting. Depends on what time of night. Depends
Let's just say
on-
that we could make it scary if, again, you hand that over to my makeup staff.
You know what I saw?
They'll airbrush that. They'll hit that with some.
No, you know
some
what I
hot
saw?
blood and
I
make it
saw a
scary.
mask that has a squeeze button and a bunch of tubes, and then when you squeeze the button, blood goes all the way through the veins of the mask.
See, again,
and-
that's not very scary. We've got masks at our place that are anywhere from $500 to $800 per mask.
Right.
But these are 100% silicone. They call them a second skin. When you put them
Yeah,
on,
they
you
stick to
actually
your
have
face,
to
yeah.
roll them down.
Yeah,
and when
yeah.
you move your eyebrows, the eyebrows on the mask move. When you move your mouth, it moves the mouth of the mask.
Yeah.
It looks like it's your face.
Okay, let me just say this. You have 6 attractions. Name the 6 attractions.
Fortress of Fear,
Okay.
House of Zombies, the Seance, the Elevator, the Last Ride, and the Museum of Oddities.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I want to show on this program before we do anything else, and you got to listen to the sound on this thing. It's really incredible. We have the 3 portraits. And go ahead and take a look and judge for yourself, and then call in and give your reaction of what you think of one of these attractions at the Haunted Fresno. Let's take a look and a listen. Right, so is that an illusion that we're looking at? What is that?
It's actually, we just put that in this year. It's a brand new thing. It's a projection effect. So we actually have a projector up there, and we are projecting those 3 images that interact with each other on the wall in our
computer generated or not?
That particular projection is computer generated. It's all CGI. So they aren't extremely realistic as far as, because what they're doing is fairly grisly, but it's more like cartoon characters doing it rather than real people doing it. But yes, those are created through CG, and they are projected onto the wall, and they interact with each other.
All right. Now, Haunted Fresno is not recommended for children under the age of 13. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
There's
Why?
there's a lot of stuff in there that's fairly grisly. I mean, our House of Zombies attraction is supposed to be a house that is caught right in the middle of the zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
So when you walk in there, there's zombies all over the house, and there is fake blood everywhere. It's grisly. So
yeah.
But that's at least in our
Have you
concept.
had children walk in?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. People,
What's the reaction?
It runs the gamut. I mean, there's kids that are completely desensitized. They walk through and it was neat. There's other kids that walk through and they come out the other side and they're they're clinging to their mom or dad and they're crying or something. And we feel really, really bad about that. The problem is they're going through with a group of people who paid to get scared, and if the actors don't scare them because there's a child there, then they leave upset, and it's
a catch-22.
It is. And trying to find a happy medium is very
people
difficult.
that go in there, they pay to get scared.
Absolutely.
That's the whole point.
Absolutely. And we've had people come out the other side that were terrified and wanted their money back because they were so scared.
Yeah. Give us a call here at 436-MeTV, option 11, and give us your opinion, your feedback on what you're looking at when we show you some of these videos, Haunted Fresno, and we'll give the address and everything else in just a moment. 436-MeTV, option 11. Don't wait through the message, and please turn down the sound on your television set. Back in a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Remember me?
After practicing law, Raymond Berg fought crime.
You have the right to an attorney.
As a hard-boiled detective on wheels.
Ain't it the truth?
His name is Ironside.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind saying it again.
His name is Ironside.
All right, now you've said it.
Nothing slows him down.
I want to see this one firsthand.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Halloween just around the corner, less than 24 hours away. Of course, Haunted Fresno in business in downtown Fresno. We do have a call for Dexter Morgan, the GM over there. What's your question?
Hi, I've been watching the show. I'm from out of town. I'm thinking is parking, secured parking. The whole area down there, other than the fairgrounds, it's kind of scary even when it's not Halloween.
All right, give the address.
Well, we're at 665 Fulton. We're actually on Fulton Street, 1 block north of Ventura Avenue. We have plenty of free secured parking directly behind our building.
Matter of fact, there's the map up there right now where the location is.
Correct.
1 block north of Ventura,
so
right?
you see right there where it says Yoshi Now, just to the west of that.
Okay.
That right there is a parking lot that we have full use of, and we have a security guard in that parking lot at all times. So we have plenty of secured parking right there.
Will it be packed tomorrow?
We are almost always packed on Halloween.
Okay, and what time do you guys open tomorrow?
7 p.m. and we close at 11. Although, if we still have people that haven't gone through, we stay open until everybody goes through.
All right. Now you told me yesterday you've been there 6 years.
Yep.
The reason you chose downtown Fresno is because
we actually. Well, there's a couple of different reasons. Number one, the building itself was very conducive to what we wanted to do, but we did it downtown because we believe in the entire downtown revitalization project.
You know, a lot of people in Fresno do not believe in downtown.
I'm aware they don't.
They think it's risky to go down there, especially at night.
And you know what?
And how do you dispel that notion?
Well, first of all, the last caller just said that, you know, downtown's scary except for the fairgrounds. Are you kidding me? I would rather spend the night on the corner of our place right there at Fulton and Mono than spend 2 hours by myself on the corner of Chestnut and Butler. I'm sorry, it's not as scary as people think it is. You know, especially now that they've come through and they've cleaned up the homeless encampments, the foot traffic coming through that area of, you know, the quote unquote homeless people has I'd say diminished by about 80%. Of course, with our security staff, there has never, ever been an issue out there. I mean, knock on wood, but there's never been an issue whatsoever out there.
You're fighting an uphill battle, though, just because of the perception of downtown.
I'm aware.
You know that. And even the Grizzlies, the baseball team, fights the same perception.
Absolutely.
Every restaurant downtown, they fight the same perception. I know they're redoing Fulton Mall. We'll see if that changes anything. I don't know.
I don't see how taking out the Fulton Mall and putting a street down it is going to change perception. I do think it's going to make travel around there a little more conducive, to business. But
you don't think it's going to help business? Who knows? Huh?
It's a street. There's
everybody has an opinion, and we really don't know until.
I don't know. I think it'll help. I think it'll help the area. I just don't know if it's going to. I don't see how that would change the perception. The perception is.
How do you change the perception then?
And that's exactly it. How do you change perception? By getting people down there at some point in time and showing them that it's not as bad as what they thought.
Here's the thing: how do you change perception? If somebody had the answer to that, they would have already changed it by now.
Absolutely.
So nobody has the answer to that. Not the mayor, not the council, not the people. It's either you want to go downtown or you don't.
Exactly.
And whatever you think of downtown.
And I can tell people, again, we've been down there for 6 years, and we have never had one single issue of any sort of a problem whatsoever. We are a very, very safe location, and we hire an amazing security team that ensures that.
Before we go to another piece of videotape, I asked you this yesterday. Can you tell us who owns Haunted Fresno?
Well, the gentleman who owns Haunted Fresno is a local person here. He doesn't like his name used in anything, not necessarily for any reason other than he's just a very quiet person.
Just doesn't like publicity, I guess.
Not really. It's not his thing. So, but he's a very nice man. I've worked for him for 6 years at this point in time. And he keeps Haunted Fresno open because he really loves Halloween.
Is it open year round?
No, it's not open year round, but we do stay in that location. At the end of Halloween, we will come in and we will take out all the electronics and all the expensive props and stuff.
So what's in that house once Halloween is done?
Basically just the maze walls, and that's pretty much about it.
It's an empty house then the rest of the year?
Yes, it is.
Wow, it's amazing. Okay, let's go to some more videotape here. Body parts.
Oh, yes.
You like body parts?
Depending on what circumstances, yes.
Take a look at the monitor. There's, what are we looking at? What is that there?
That is a brain hanging from our conveyor belt, and that's our boiler room. What you're looking at is the boiler room in our Fortress of Fear. If you go through it, it's more of a Castle von Helsing, if you will. It kind of tells a story. There's Dracula in there. There's werewolves. There's vampires.
There's a hand burning in there.
Oh yes, there's a foot. And basically what you're seeing there is a reverse progression. You come into the boiler room. The boiler room is the area that is keeping the power supply for Dr. Frankenstein going.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing there is all of the experiments from Dr. Frankenstein that didn't quite work out, so they are put on the conveyor belt and sent down to the boiler to keep the boiler going.
Right.
Once you go past Dr. Frankenstein's lab, you see the reanimator's lab, which is where there's a scientist that is going out and he's robbing graves and getting the body parts and assembling them back together for Dr. Frankenstein.
The question is that real fire? Or is that just simulated fire?
You can look at that and you see it's not real.
Okay.
Well, first of all, the fire marshal would have a fit.
Video.
Fire marshal would have a fit.
Okay.
We have such stringent regulations as far as building and safety and fire codes and stuff. There's no open flame. Even if there was open flame, everything in there has been saturated.
It looks real, though.
Oh, it does. Yeah. Well, it looks fairly realistic.
It looks fairly realistic. Kind of like this mask.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Well, maybe a little better. maybe. But
you hate this mask, don't you?
I don't like the mask, but again, if you gave that to my makeup people, they would hit that with an airbrush, and they would make that thing look cool.
Okay, Mr. Perfection. All right, there we go. No, it's got to be realistic. There's no question. And we're going to come back here, and we're going to go through the makeup room. Dexter is going to show you where all the actors. And this is a kind of a special place on Halloween. You go in, they do the makeup, you go in and you get scared and you have a good time. It's Halloween, all right? 436 MeTV, option 11, turn down the sound, and do not wade through the message. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come into Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Back here with very little time left in our show here on Connect With Me, 436 MeTV option 11. You know, call in and tell us what you think of some of these, you know, displays or features that they have at Haunted Fresno, located in downtown Fresno. Talking to the GM, Dexter Morgan. Let's take a look at the makeup, because we've been talking about the actors. How many actors do you have altogether?
Approximately 38.
Okay. And we're looking at the makeup room, and walk us through this.
Well, they start rolling in at about 5 p.m. We start our evening at 7. So they come in at 5 and they start getting into wardrobe and makeup. So the first thing to do is to sit down and have the makeup department put the base coat on you, which is, of course, the whites and the grays. And then depending on what your costume is, you'll go to one of the 5 different makeup artists, and they will either apply prosthetics or they'll use some of our little tricks of the trade to make your face look like it's got chunks taken out of it, et cetera, et cetera. Some of these are actual prosthetics that are applied, and others are ones that are actually created with different types of makeup through different process. So.
Who's that?
As you can see there,
up there? Do you know?
That's Nicole. She's actually one of our makeup artists herself, and when she's done doing makeup, then she gets into costume.
And who is she?
She is our vampire bride. So when you come into a Fortress of Fear, you'll find her in the Dracula's lair.
So this is very detailed. It's got to look realistic.
Extremely. As a matter of fact, the guy in the lab coat, you could see his face was all chunky. That wasn't a prosthetic. That was all done through a process right there in our place, and it's always done by hand every single night.
Wow, look at that. So 38 actors, and you hold auditions, do you not?
Oh, absolutely. It's a 2-weekend process that we'll pick a certain date, and we'll make sure that we do it 2 weeks consecutively. So that way, a lot of people have tight schedules; they can't necessarily make it 1 week. So we'll do them 2 weekends in a row, and based off of the auditions, then we choose our cast.
So basically, it's like a cattle call.
Absolutely,
it's a cattle call.
Absolutely, okay. much like ones you would go to in Hollywood.
Yeah, so let the better person win.
Yeah, and we have plenty of actors that come back every year. But if somebody new comes in and tries out for the same part and knocks it out of the park, the new person's going to get it.
There you go. Can you tell us what they get paid?
It's a minimum wage job.
Okay.
But at the same point in time, it's a heck of a lot of fun. You're getting paid to scare the living crud out of people, and and you're getting paid for it. So it's really a fun job.
All right. How about the sets? We're going to take a look at some video of the sets, and these are detailed and realistic as well. What set are we looking at there? What is that?
That's the great room. Matter of fact, where you showed the portraits that were interacting with each other. That is the great room. It's where you first walk into our haunted house.
The dinner table there.
Yeah, and of course that's our catacomb walls. You have to understand the fire marshal in Fresno has cited a code that forbids us from using fog machines, and I can't really necessarily get into the details with you because I don't know.
Look at that. What's that right there?
That's in our catacombs.
Okay.
That's a zombie animatronic. But we're
no
not
fog
allowed.
machines.
We're not allowed to use fog, so we can't.
Fire hazard?
And not that. It's our fire system. We have smoke beam detectors. So if one little whiff of smoke, whether it's man-made or otherwise, goes across it, it'll trip the fire alarms.
All right. Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. What is that?
Well, this is that's the secret entrance into Dracula's lair behind the bookshelf. So you're walking in from a secret entrance into Dracula's lair from that little area behind the bookshelf. That's the organ that's inside of Dracula's lair.
Yeah.
But again, the reason we can't use fog machines, so not being able to hide lack of detail through fog, we just go ahead and light everything in to where you can see major detail, and we detail the living heck out of everything.
And this place here is
That was Dracula's lair. You were actually
Gotcha.
looking at
Okay.
his throne. The throne itself is all handmade. We hand carved the crest on the back of it. I mean, we detail the heck out of everything.
Right. All right. More video that we have to look at, and it's the holographs, and you can kind of take us through this.
This is our hallway of portraits.
Right.
So, of course, as you're walking by them, they go from something normal looking into.
I thought that was our
very
director
grisly.
after one of our shows. Oh, okay. Well, anyway. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
cannot confirm or deny that. I don't know what he looks
Yeah,
like.
no problem.
But this is just an area that goes from one room to another. It's just a hallway. There are no actors in it. There's just these changing portraits. These things they're really cool looking, but they're not necessarily a quote unquote scare. They're kind of a relaxed area. So when you walk through it, you come from an area where they've just scared you. You go through this one, it kind of lets you relax a little bit, and then you're going to walk into another area that scares you. So without having any low points or non-scare points,
Yeah.
it's hard to show
Here's
them
the
a
thing:
scare
if you
point.
don't scare people, you haven't done your job.
True.
This is the bottom line.
And unfortunately, not all people are scared by the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Another call. Good morning. You're on with Dexter Morgan. What's your question?
Pretty interesting guest you have today. My question is, what kind of background does he have? Is it makeup? Is it technical aspects? Is it directing?
Very good
question. Good question.
Very
Now,
good
what
question.
qualifies you to be the GM at Haunted Fresno? That's a good question.
That guy drew the short straw. No, I love my job.
No, I know, but what's your background that actually qualifies you for this?
Well, I've done television and radio and stuff in the past.
You've got a great radio voice.
Well,
by the
thank
way.
you. I've been told that before.
Yeah.
So I've done that before. I've done TV. I was a professional
In Hollywood, or?
Well, I did the Chris Angel Mind Freak show. I was
Okay.
one of the three magicians that were consulting him and researching the effects and stuff for the TV show.
Right.
So as I've been a professional magician for 26 years.
Amazing.
And well, thank you. And the type of magic that I do, at least not necessarily for corporate and stuff, but the stuff I really like and the stuff that I like to do a lot of research in borders on the spooky side of it. Making things move on their own and making it
So
appear
you have
as
a
though,
creative side to a portion of your brain. It's different than mine.
Correct. So between that and I've always been into the technical aspect of it. So reverse 9 years ago, and I finished doing the second season of Mind Freak, and I get a phone call from a friend of mine out at one of the other haunted houses, and he says, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing a seance?"
Yeah.
And I said, "No, but sure, let's do it." So a week later, they have built this room for me, and I'm doing a seance.
So you have a background in production
Yes,
in all this.
absolutely.
Okay. All
So
right.
I did the seance there that year, and the rest is history. I've been
All
doing it
right.
ever since.
$5 to get in, right? For a single?
For a single attraction, that's the elevator or the last
Yeah.
ride. Those
All
are
right.
as low as $5.
$18 for a combo.
That's a 4-item combo. That's the 2 haunted houses, the seance, and the Museum of Oddities.
$26 for 6 attractions.
This Thursday is $24.
$24.
And that's all
That's
6
tomorrow.
attractions. That's correct.
Okay. What's the difference between you and Hobbs Grove and you and the Raisin Hell Ranch?
Well, it's hard to compare apples to apples there. Where I started, the haunted house that gave me my start was Hobbs Grove. So I am very, very fond of them.
So you got started there?
That was where I started.
Oh, yeah. So you can't put them down.
Oh, not at all. I would
Yeah.
never. I
Yeah,
would never.
never.
I love
Yeah.
them to death. They're amazing people, and I love their haunted house. They have something that we have a very hard time competing with, and that is the natural ambiance of that area.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the outdoor
Because they're out in the
area,
middle of
it's-
nowhere.
and they've got the willow trees, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to compete with that, but we have indoor stuff that they don't have.
They're going to cut us off.
Okay.
Time tomorrow, 7 p.m. Halloween to 11 p.m.
Correct.
Okay, and the address real quick again.
665 Fulton. We are the neighbor of the beast. 665
All
Fulton.
right, they're giving me this. I got to go. Dexter Morgan, good to see you. Hey,
Nice
come
to
back
see you,
again
John.
next year, maybe.
Appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Good luck out there tomorrow night. It's Haunted Fresno. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow with another edition of Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Goodbye.